Hi everybody, this is Sarah, and for this presentation today, we are going to take a look into the subliminal messages that are present within children's literature, looking specifically at children's picture books and how those subliminal messages are present and effective. So thinking of children's literature and picture books specifically, they reach all sorts of audiences. When you start out young, you are generally exposed to many picture books as your first forms of literature. And as you grow older, you are then the person that is reading those picture books to some of the people that are younger in your lives. So when you're reading them, have you ever wondered, am I supposed to be getting something out of this book? Because that is a very common idea. And the ideas that are hidden within those books are those subliminal messages that we will be speaking upon today. So within society, these subliminal messages have become an integral part of children's literature and of children's picture books. And because there are so many children's picture books available, it has become almost a common practice to have a theme or an idea present within those books as that message. So as an overall, this presentation today is going to be looking at the how and the why that these children's picture books are effective in disseminating these subliminal messages to their audiences. So how are they able to do it, and why is it an effective practice to use these books? So children's picture books are generally a blend of visual elements where they are a combination of the text and the illustration that mesh together. And they also have certain codes, such as line and color, that allow themselves to have a deeper interpretation when being read. And the three different types of subliminal messages that are going to be explored are teaching morals, character education, and real-world contexts. And we will be able to see how the literature is present and different in these three different areas. So first, looking into morals. Morals are things such as respect, honesty, and the value of family. And we really try to instill them into children when they are young. So as they grow older, they have these different morals present, and they're something that they kind of live by. And one of the great things is adults, whether it's parents or teachers, they're generally the ones that are picking out the pieces of literature, so they can narrow in on the different morals that they would like to teach either their students or their children, making sure that they're selecting the texts that really get those ideas across. And the use of picture books allows for the children to really uncover the meaning, as opposed to having direct instruction or that lecture about this is what you're supposed to follow or believe in. They're able to discover it themselves through these picture books. Moving on from morals, we're looking at character education. So character education is highly emphasized in many school districts, and it really focuses on positive character traits, such as being accepting and nice to their peers. So luckily, picture books for character education they are really easy to find and to have access to. So because of this high accessibility, they're able to be integrated into ELA curriculums very easily, incorporating the character education into pre-made curriculums of what they might learn. And then picture books also allow for the children to see and experience new and different situations, allowing them to focus on the positive character traits versus the negative character traits and what they should really exemplify within themselves. So looking at the real-world applications, part of teaching is preparing students for the real world and preparing them for society, and really looking at the different societal aspects of life and how and picture books can aid within this process. So there are certain books, such as Cherries and Cherry Pits, and these books can aid in teaching things such as autonomy, especially in certain groups of people that are known to be historically silenced. So whether they are people of color, women, it really brings out the idea of autonomy. And then looking at some other texts, they can really focus on things such as democracy. And democracy is different than just knowing about the government. It's really going into those core principles, and some of the picture books that are high quality can really go into those ideas for the children. And then children's picture books also make new ideas and different realities accessible. So they're able to see themselves in these different ideas and different realities, and then they can transfer it into their own world. So overall, picture books are highly engaging, and they are shared with adults, making them an effective vessel for subliminal messages, because the children are really able to discover it on their own and then have that support from adults to fully understand what they're supposed to and what they're supposed to get out of that piece of literature. And also they contain certain picture books containing those subliminal messages are easier to find, such as Character Education versus Democracy. There are a ton of picture books with character education and not as many for other ideas such as democracy or autonomy. And lastly, in my own application in the future, my students could learn about how subliminal messages are present and how they're put into these books, and then they could practice making their own and do a gallery walk to really highlight what they've been able to do. Thank you.